I'll tell you, as a professional guide, as a hunter, as a botanist who goes out looking for plants in Indian ruins, this is the one mountain range I will not go into alone.
Minutes ago, a drone buzzed over Shadow Gorge in California, capturing something shocking that was never meant to be seen. This hidden canyon, with its towering cliffs of red and gold, holds a deep, dark secret. Local tribes have long considered it sacred, whispering of ancient treasures buried within. But what could be so important that it's been hidden away here? Let us expose what's really lurking in the mysterious town of Shadow Gorge. Secrets beneath the cliffs. There's a canyon called Shadow Gorge in a remote part of the world. It's a place few have seen and even fewer have explored. This canyon stretches over 200 miles, cutting through rugged land like a deep wound. The cliffs are tall and dramatic, with layers of red, orange, and gold. Besides its stunning look, Shadow Gorge is very important to the local community. For many generations, the indigenous tribes have viewed this canyon as sacred ground, home to the spirits of their ancestors. They tell stories of hidden treasures and thriving ancient civilizations that once lived there. These legends, passed down through the years, add a fascinating layer to the already beautiful landscape. Despite its beauty and cultural importance, Shadow Gorge has stayed mostly untouched by explorers. The tough terrain and unpredictable weather have scared off many who might have ventured into its depths. But recent advances in technology are changing that, opening new paths for discovery. Meet Alex Turner, a skilled drone operator and explorer who loves uncovering hidden parts of the world. Alex has spent years exploring remote places, bringing light to areas long left in the shadows. On this trip, Alex's drone flew over the canyon, expecting to capture the usual beautiful views. But what the drone's camera captured was entirely unexpected, stirring up a mix of intrigue and concern. The discovery was deeply unsettling. It raised questions about the history and secrecy surrounding this ancient site. This find could change history books and challenge the sacred beliefs of the local tribes. Why was this site hidden, and what secrets does it hold? These are questions that need answers. As we explore the story of Shadow Gorge further, we see both the excitement of discovering the unknown and the responsibility of respecting ancient traditions. But this wasn't the worst part. The journey into Shadow Gorge reveals even more layers of mystery and challenge, reminding us that some secrets are buried for a reason. Alex loved exploring nature and was always on the hunt for remote and untouched places to film with his drone. When he heard about Shadow Gorge, he knew he had to go and capture its beauty. Packing up his drone, he set out to film the gorge's stunning landscapes and unique rock formations from above. He wanted to create amazing aerial footage, showing off the gorge's dramatic scenery. Alex imagined making a documentary that would showcase the grandeur of Shadow Gorge and possibly uncover new, unseen aspects of it. Little did he know, this trip would lead to a discovery beyond his wildest dreams. As he flew his drone through the vast canyon, the first images that came to his screen were breathtaking. The camera captured towering cliffs, winding pathways, and the rich colors of the rocks. Alex was mesmerized by the untouched beauty of the place, feeling a deep sense of awe. But as the drone flew deeper into a hidden part of the gorge, something strange appeared on his screen. At first, it looked like just another part of the rocky background. But as the drone got closer, Alex saw that it was a structure with straight lines and right angles, something you don't usually see in nature. Alex's adventure in Shadow Gorge is about to uncover ancient secrets, the lost civilization of Shadow Gorge. A rush of excitement hit Alex as he realized he might have found something incredible. His mind filled with questions. Could this be a relic from an ancient civilization? What stories could this hidden structure tell? Determined to find out, Alex guided the drone closer, his anticipation growing. Carefully steering the drone to avoid obstacles, he moved closer to the mysterious structure. The camera zoomed in, revealing more details that looked out of place in the natural setting. With each second, Alex felt he was getting closer to uncovering a hidden story within Shadow Gorge, a story that had been waiting to be told for centuries. The structure was clearly made by people, built from huge stones that had lasted through the ages. The walls had detailed carvings, showing symbols and figures that seemed to tell stories from long ago. The place was both fascinating and a bit eerie, making Alex even more excited as he realized what he had found. This wasn't just an old building, it was a window into a lost time. The carvings hinted at a lively culture that once lived in this canyon. But why was this place abandoned? And how had it stayed hidden for so long? As Alex moved the drone further, he found more buildings nearby, made in the same style and decorated with similar carvings. Some of these buildings were partly in ruins, while others were still in good shape. The way the buildings were arranged suggested this area was once a village, or maybe even a small city, hidden deep within Shadow Gorge. Shadow Gorge had always been a place full of mystery, known for its tall cliffs and winding paths that kept much of its history secret. Over the years, many explorers and researchers came to this canyon, drawn by its hidden past. Each trip brought back pieces of history that helped explain the culture and history of this region. In the early 1900s, a group of explorers set out with simple tools and a sense of adventure, aiming to map the unknown parts of Shadow Gorge. Despite the tough conditions and unpredictable weather, they kept going. During their journey, they found several cave paintings showing scenes of daily life, hunting, and rituals. These paintings, thought to be thousands of years old, gave valuable insights into the lives of the canyon's ancient people. In the 1960s, an archaeological team led by Dr. Helen did a thorough study of the gorge. Their discoveries added more details to the rich history hidden in the rocks of Shadow Gorge. These efforts, combined with Alex's new findings, created a detailed picture of a once thriving society, sparking new interest in uncovering the full story of this hidden civilization. Carter led a detailed exploration into Shadow Gorge, finding many burial sites filled with very well-preserved artifacts. They discovered pottery, tools, and jewelry, all showing that the people who once lived there had a complex and advanced culture. Each item was carefully recorded and studied, giving us clues about their craftsmanship, trade, and social structure. One of the most exciting finds was a large stone platform, likely used for religious ceremonies or community gatherings. Around this platform were smaller stone structures, which might have been homes or storage spaces. This layout suggests the people had an organized society that valued community and rituals. Shadow Gorge has also been a key interest for geologists. In the 1980s, a team studied the canyon's geological structure and found it had formed over millions of years due to tectonic forces and erosion. The rock layers told stories of ancient rivers, volcanic activity, and land shifts. An especially interesting find was a layer of volcanic ash over 10,000 years old, offering clues about past climate changes that shaped the region. Each new clue in the gorge brings more surprising discoveries. Chronicles of a forgotten civilization. In the early 2000s, biologists also turned their attention to Shadow Gorge. They studied the local plant and animal life, adding to our understanding of the gorge's unique biological diversity. Each scientific field, from archaeology to biology, helped build a complete picture of Shadow Gorge, showing its importance as both a historical and natural site. The discoveries continued to reveal more about the region's past and present, making Shadow Gorge a treasure trove for scientists and historians alike. The blend of cultural artifacts and natural history found in the gorge paints a vivid picture of its significance throughout time. Scientists studied the environment of Shadow Gorge and discovered new plant and insect species that thrive in the tough conditions there. One exciting find was a cactus called Echinoceros shadow. This cactus can store water very well and has bright flowers that only bloom at night. It shows how living things can adapt to extreme places. But the fascinating finds didn't stop with nature. Shadow Gorge also holds many cultural treasures. In the 2010 anthropologists learned about the local tribes and their stories tied to the gorge. These stories, passed down through generations, talk about ancient people, sacred ceremonies, and legendary creatures believed to have lived in the gorge. One particularly interesting story is about a lost city built by a group called the Ancients. This city was supposedly a center of knowledge and spiritual life, protected by powerful beings. No physical evidence of this city has been found, but the story still captures the imagination of scholars and explorers. With new technology, we've been able to explore Shadow Gorge more deeply. High-resolution satellite images, drones, and ground-penetrating radar have revealed structures and items we couldn't see before. These tools have given us a clearer picture of the gorge's history and its ancient people. In 2018, one of the most exciting discoveries happened. Researchers using ground-penetrating radar found what could be structures related to the legendary city mentioned in local tales. This discovery has not only made the gorge more historically significant, but also renewed interest in its hidden past. It shows how modern technology can help us connect with the histories of ancient civilizations. As researchers continue to explore Shadow Gorge, they hope to find even more clues about its mysterious past. Each new discovery helps us understand a little more about the ancient people who once lived there and the stories they left behind. Deep within Shadow Gorge, there is a complex system of underground tunnels. These tunnels, connecting different parts of the canyon, were likely used for transportation and storage. This suggests that a highly organized society once lived here. The discovery of this network has led to many theories about the history of the gorge. Some researchers believe that the area was once home to a thriving civilization that disappeared for unknown reasons. Others think that extreme environmental challenges or catastrophic events might have forced the people to leave. There are also suggestions that Shadow Gorge had connections with other ancient civilizations nearby. This is supported by the discovery of artifacts made from materials not found in the canyon. One of the most interesting theories links the site to the lost tribes of Israel. Historical texts mention that these tribes were exiled from the northern kingdom of Israel in the 8th century BCE by the Assyrians and then disappeared from records. Some scholars and history enthusiasts think these tribes might have migrated to isolated places like Shadow Gorge to escape persecution. The sophisticated construction techniques and artifacts found here could indicate a society with a rich cultural background similar to that of the Israelites. Debates and theories grow as the gorge reveals its past, the lost tribes in Shadow Gorge. However, no concrete evidence like inscriptions or artifacts with Hebrew writing has been found to directly connect the village to the lost tribes. Another fascinating idea ties the village to the biblical Exodus story. It suggests that the descendants of the Israelites who wandered the desert for 40 years might have settled in this remote region. This theory links their historical journey to the promise of finding a new land with the archaeological findings in Shadow Gorge. These ongoing discussions and debates help us better understand the past of Shadow Gorge. They reveal a vibrant history that scholars are still trying to piece together today. Some researchers think that Shadow Gorge might have been a temporary home or a safe place when people were moving around a lot. The Bible mentions different stops and rest areas during the Israelites' travels, and a hidden canyon like Shadow Gorge could have been a perfect spot for safety. The idea that the Israelites might have used places like Shadow Gorge fits with the stories in the Bible about their travels through tough and isolated areas. There's also a special area in the village that might have been used for religious events, like building altars or the tabernacle, which are mentioned in the Bible. The Bible also talks about King Solomon's big trading networks and his efforts to gather precious materials. Shadow Gorge could have been on a trade route used by Solomon's representatives to reach areas with important minerals and other valuable resources. The fine quality of the artifacts found in the village suggests that skilled craftsmen, possibly traveling along these trade routes, might have spent time there. The time of King Solomon was known for major trading and cultural interactions, suggesting that even far-off places like Shadow Gorge might have been connected to these exchanges. We've also found unique pottery and tools that suggest the village had contact with different cultures. However, we still don't have clear proof that ties this village directly to Solomon's kingdom. The discovery of the village in Shadow Gorge also matches several local stories and legends that resemble biblical tales. These legends, passed down over generations, often mix real historical events with spiritual and supernatural stories. Local tribes have long told stories about a hidden city within the canyon, suggesting that Shadow Gorge holds a significant place in both their history and folklore. This blend of history, religion, and local lore makes the village in Shadow Gorge a fascinating subject for further study, even as we continue searching for more evidence to fully understand its past. But the most intriguing part is yet to come. The unique blend of artifacts and stories makes us wonder if Shadow Gorge has more secrets waiting to be uncovered. As we keep digging and researching, each new discovery could bring us closer to understanding the true history of this mysterious place. Long ago, an ancient civilization created a hidden city protected by strong guardians. This legend is similar to biblical stories about cities of refuge, where people could find safety from danger or the law. The idea of a secret city fits well with these themes of sanctuary and divine protection. According to the legend, this city is in a remote and well-guarded canyon, making it the perfect hiding place. Though there's no physical proof of this city yet, the similarities to the biblical cities of refuge are fascinating. Some stories say the canyon is guarded by spiritual beings or giants, much like the Nephilim from the Bible. These ancient beings were known for their incredible strength and imposing presence. More mysteries of the ancient village come to light with each dig. Sacred echoes in Shadow Gorge. The intricate carvings and ceremonial structures in the area might be linked to biblical worship and sacrifice customs. The Bible often mentions altars and sacred areas for rituals. Finding a ceremonial platform in Shadow Gorge suggests that the people there perform rituals similar to those in biblical times. The recent discovery in Shadow Gorge has renewed interest in further research. Future expeditions, with the help of modern technology, aim to explore this ancient village and the canyon more deeply. Alex Turner's successful drone exploration highlights the benefits of such technology. Upcoming missions will use more advanced drones with high-resolution cameras, thermal imaging, and ground-penetrating radar. These drones will explore areas too difficult to reach on foot, creating detailed maps and revealing more about the hidden village in the canyon. But this is just the beginning. These explorations hope to uncover more about the region's historical and cultural significance. As more is discovered, the excitement and interest in this ancient hidden city grow. What other secrets might be waiting to be revealed? Archaeologists are planning to dig through a village and its nearby areas. They want to find and document artifacts, buildings, and burial sites. This will help them understand how the village was built, how people lived their daily lives, and what their cultural habits were. At the same time, geologists and environmental scientists will study the canyon's rock formations, climate history, and unique ecosystems. They will collect and analyze samples to learn how the landscape influenced the people who lived there, and how natural events like earthquakes or volcanic eruptions might have caused the village to be abandoned. Linguists and anthropologists will study carvings and symbols found in the village, comparing them with other known scripts to understand their meanings. This work is important to learn about the stories and beliefs of the people who once lived there. Using data from drone surveys and ground digs, researchers will create interactive 3D models of the village. These digital models will allow scholars and the general public to explore the site virtually and see how the village looked at its best. Future digs will involve working with local indigenous tribes whose oral histories and knowledge of the land are very important for understanding the findings. Respectfully and ethically engaging with these tribes will add their perspectives to the research. These future expeditions might find more villages or settlements in the canyon, giving more insights into the civilization that once existed there. The presence of a ceremonial platform suggests the village had religious significance, hinting that future digs might uncover sacred sites like temples, altars, or more burial grounds. But this is just the beginning. Such discoveries would help us understand the spiritual and ritual practices of the ancient people. More digs might also find detailed artifacts like pottery, tools, jewelry, and everyday items. These finds would give us a fuller picture of their lifestyle, what they ate, how they traded, and their social structures. While the carvings and symbols are interesting, finding actual written records would be groundbreaking, providing direct insights into the village's history, beliefs, and interactions with neighboring cultures. Connections to other ancient civilizations like the Phoenicians or Israelites might be discovered, shedding light on trade networks, cultural exchanges, and political dynamics of the time. Ongoing studies of the geological and environmental conditions could also show how past climates and natural disasters affected human life, adding to our understanding of how ancient communities adapted to their environments. What if this hidden canyon contains evidence that challenges our understanding of history? Could it reveal a lost civilization or even rewrite the stories we thought we knew? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.